Okay, so I'm going to teach you how we're going to do a painting technique where we scrape paint across the paper. So you're going to get a sheet of paper and a big paintbrush and one color of paint. And you want to paint your entire piece of paper. So make sure you have a placemat. Now when I paint, you always want to be thinking, treat your brush nice. So I know I'm going fast, but if you look, I paint this way, I flip it, I paint this way. You never push the brush. You can do that in a fast motion, and then you're still being kind to your brush. Alright, now I am just going to paint half of my paper because this technique will not work if the paint dries, and this paint dries pretty quick. So I will show you on the first half what I'm talking about. So you're going to get this kind of tool here, and it has some wavy line here at the bottom. You hold it up here, and you're going to take this tool and you lay it on the paper and you pull it towards you, and you can see it's going to leave a mark. Now the cool thing about this is you can make a design with these tools. So that's the first half of my paper. So now I'll just paint the second half of my paper and do the same thing, but maybe in a different design than I did the first one. Okay, so maybe down here I'll show you what it's like if I make it wavy. So see, you can make a whole bunch of different types of designs. You can go over it again. Now you don't want to do too much because then it's just going to be a little too complicated. So I'm actually just going to paint over this because I didn't really like that design. So I'll just paint over it and do it again. But there's so many different things you can do with this. You can just go straight across if you want and just make stripes. Okay, so this is how you do a painting technique with a paint scraper. Okay, kindergarten, so we are going to begin drawing a self-portrait showing a feeling. So you are going to get black paper, and I'm sure you can see a little bit. I've actually already drawn mine on black paper, and I used a pencil. So the pencil is great because I can see it, but we do have to go over the pencil because not everybody else can see it if they're standing a little further away. So you want to draw it showing a feeling, and you're going to look off these papers that I give you. So you can pick one of these feelings. So I'm going to give you this paper and this paper. There's going to be a lot of feelings you can look at, a lot of different facial expressions for you to look at. Okay, so I chose, for mine, I chose like kind of laughing, really happy face. And that's the emotion that I'm going to be showing here. So my eyes are going to be closed because I'm giggling. My mouth is really big, wide open because I'm laughing. So you're going to draw it on the black paper. Now I'm going to demonstrate here on the back. When you draw it, you do not want to make it this big on use your paper, okay? So if you just want to go for it, you can draw your own oval shape for the head. If you need help, you can go get an oval stencil and you can draw around it. And then you can draw your emotions. So maybe you're gonna draw tired. So I'll draw some droopy eyes, eyebrows, a nose, mouth, and then you want to do a neck, and then and shoulders that come right off. And then you have to determine what your hair is going to be. So if your hair is wavy, you're going to draw wavy lines like this. If your hair is curly, you can do spirals. If your hair is straight, you're just going to make the straight. Okay? So I'm going to draw some hair up here on the forehead. And then you can make more hair around it. Now this line of the top of the oval, I don't like that there, so I'm going to erase that. Okay, so there's an example. Now, on this side, this is the one of me. So I'm going to show you what that looks like, and I'm going to use construction paper crayons, and you want to pick a bright color. So I think I might pick maybe a green. And I'm going to draw over my pencil lines. So instead of outlining with a Sharpie, we're going to outline with construction paper crayons. Since it's on black paper, we don't need the Sharpie this time. My eyes are squinted because I'm laughing so hard. I have my neck and my shoulders going off the paper, and always make sure you draw that little scoop down there so it looks like you're wearing a shirt. Okay, after you go over it with a crayon, you want to cut out this. Now it's going to be a little tricky though when we cut out. I actually want you not to be directly on the line. I want you to come just a little away from the line when you cut. So see how I'm not right on the line, I'm just a little above it? That's what I want for you, okay? So if I take that piece away, you can see there's still a little black paper next to the line of my crayon. And that's what I'm going for. After you cut yourself out, you want to flip it over and make sure your name is on the back and your code. So if we lose them, we know who's who. Here's just another example showing a boy instead of a girl, and this boy has curly hair where the girl has straight hair. Okay, so just make sure your names are on both of these, and then we will come back to these later. Okay, so now that everything is ready to go, my self-portrait and my painting is dry, you are going to glue your self-portrait onto the painting. But you want to make sure you have it the right way that you like. So if you like this design, then you're going to want to put your self-portrait here because we're going to see more of this design up here. A lot of the stuff's getting blocked near here at the bottom. Or if I like this design better, then I could put my self-portrait down here, and then I can see that design up there at the top. So it's really just your preference of which one you like better. So I think I like this one better. So you're going to take your self-portrait and you're going to put a frame of glue. Remember, don't get too close to the edge. And then I'm going to make a wiggly line down the center. And you want to carefully flip it over, and you want to line up the bottom of your self-portrait with the bottom of your paper here. Okay, so this part lines up with this part. Don't glue it like this where you have space underneath. That's going to look a little funny. We want to glue it right here at the bottom so they match. and then I just press down, and then we let it dry, and then we're all finished.